Welcome to the Wake and Bake podcast. It's me, Quentin. I'm a San Diego-based Charger fan.
I'm Pete, San Diego-based Patriots fan.
They still exist. He's hanging tough.
It's about as many of me as there are of you.
I'm kind of going to make that a thing, I think. Because it's the opposite, right? There's Patriots fans have Patriots have one of the strongest fan bases in sports after decades of
dominance.
Yes. Dominance is an adjective you could use to describe the Patriots for their 2-decade run. They were pretty dominant. It's true. Can't really push back on that.
Now we've had half a decade of depression.
Yeah, the dark days.
Yeah.
The dark days we never thought would arrive did arrive. The sunset came.
It did.
It's true.
There's a lot of energy at training camp this week.
Oh, I bet.
A lot of excitement.
What's coming out of Foxborough? Let's go right into it. What's coming out of Foxborough, man? Huh?
Drake May's having some good days. I think he's really taken over as a leader. As the quarterback, he's been a quarterback his whole life, or as long as he's played football.
Supposedly that was supposed to be one of his strong things, big locker room leader type guy,
But as a rookie, it's
can't really do that in the NFL. But year 2.
Yeah, now it's time. Also, last year he wasn't cemented as the starter in training camp.
Yeah,
it's
true.
So there was that. He was.
Yeah. You got to take the back seat.
Jacoby was the starter.
Yeah.
Especially in the early days of camp.
Is Jacoby still on the roster?
No. He's gone. It's
who's the backup? Milton? No,
they traded Milton. Dobbs.
Oh yeah, Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs as the new veteran.
Dobbs, the perennial backup.
Yeah.
Who can't?
He might as well be Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no shade on him. But now it's May's team. He's the quarterback. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
He gets to take charge as the leader. Listen to me, which he's ready to do.
You can start using that voice. Yeah.
And
he should. He needs to start using his voice.
And Vrabel even talked about it. They asked him how he viewed May's leadership abilities, and he's like, he's 22. He's still learning, but he's got a lot of natural born leader instincts and qualities, and then there's lots of things he can still learn and work on. And it's a great mix. In his vague coach speak, he learned from the best.
Right?
He gives much better answers than Belichick, but he's still.
Vrabel's better. I mean, nobody is
Belichick, but
nobody's Belichick as far as being tight-lipped and not giving you anything.
But it's still coach speak,
Even Harbaugh is tight-lipped, but he likes to dress it up like he goes off on these campy tangents that reporters are just like, you're fucking.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't want to hear about your stories.
We get it. You don't want to answer the
question. We get it. You don't want to answer the question. Harbaugh will just come up with bullshit,
Yeah. So the first day of mini camp, they only had 2 practice days out of the 3 days. The third day is just a meeting day. First day, the offense was really good. They say it was more back and forth. Like the offense would have a good couple plays, then the defense would catch up and make a good play. And the highlight of the day was Kyle Williams catching a long bomb, like just cutting.
Oh, Kyle Williams caught a bomb, huh?
Cutting through the middle.
Nice.
So they need somebody to do that.
Yeah, somebody flashed. Somebody flashing is better than nobody flashing.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, so you had a wide receiver flash. Nice. Your latest draftee.
But I would say, yeah,
That's great.
It's noticeably different, just the operation of practice and the operation of the huddle, breaking the huddle and running the play, which they're saying it's like night and day from last year. Where last year,
It's like that's what it's supposed to look like.
you know, part of it is Vrabel in practice and his style, and part of it is just having a quarterback and offensive line like all on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now they have some veteran offensive linemen that they didn't have. Like, you know, the veterans that they had last year outside of Mike Onwenu and...
I mean, the whole thing looked like trash last year.
Right.
I mean, well,
so like you
training
got,
camp
you
going.
got false starts in training camp.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not even going against a real defense who's about to rip your head off. Like,
I mean, I remember that last year. Like, yeah, mini camp OTAs. This one of the big storylines, mini camp OTAs, and even all the way into training camp was just like, boy, this looks pretty rough.
they can't get back to basics.
This
in,
looks pretty rough,
like high
man.
school
Like
football. Yeah, like
we shouldn't. Like people were worried going into the season. Like, man, this does not look like Patriot-esque. It's pretty rough. That's not what you want coming out of minicamp. So it looks like that's already on a much better trajectory.
yes. And yeah, maybe it's not fair to have the bar so low, but the bar is pretty low.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you got some receiver flash. That's good. Need that.
Yeah.
Offense is looking like they can run. You know, they're looking like they can run plays as a unit. Doesn't look discombobulated.
Yeah, and I mean, I have all the faith in the world in Josh McDaniels' offense and that he's going to get that thing humming.
Yeah.
Especially with a capable quarterback
yeah.
in Drake May.
Yeah.
On the defense, day 2, the defense had a much better day. Kind of took over, which is good. Again, last year, even for the last couple years, as their offense has been so bad, like the defense would just dominate camp. They always had a good, solid defense, but like it's no fun when one side's just better than the other. And you don't really progress that way. The defense doesn't get better because they're never tested, and the offense doesn't get better because they're just getting dominated.
Yeah, you need that iron sharpens iron effect, you know?
Right. And I think they have that a lot more this year than in the last few years. I'm really excited about the defensive line.
About the line?
Yeah, the defensive line.
Oh, defensive line.
With Milton Williams and Christian Barmore.
Yeah?
I mean,
They're looking like the real deal?
I'm still holding my breath on Barmore. Like, the whole reason he only played a few games last year because of the blood clots. And so, you know, I don't know if that ever really goes away fully.
What was his injury?
Blood clots.
Oh. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, that's sketchy.
Which David Andrews had that one year, and he missed 1 year, and then since then he had
Like
been
sometimes
fine.
that stuff just goes away, but sometimes it lingers. Like, and
Yeah.
it never becomes not an issue.
Yeah, and it's like you can't play football with it because you need your heart rate to be proper.
Yeah.
So he said, I mean, without talking to the doctor and interviewing the doctor about it, he looks good. He's out there playing. He's practicing.
Yeah.
It's full speed. And yeah, the tandem of him and Williams in the middle of the defensive line it's a pretty nasty tandem.
Yeah, him and Milton.
Yeah.
I don't think Milton's good enough where if he's the only threat on the defensive line, like, okay, you can isolate him, take
But
care
he's
of him.
not. He's the second best, even though he's the highest paid.
Yeah. But if you stack some other guys that need some double teams with him, you're gonna.
And then if it means you got to double team the guys in the middle, then the guys on the edge don't get a double team. And they don't have to be JJ Watt because
Exactly.
And then so you combine an above average defensive line with one of the best secondaries in the league.
Could be
They
good.
all stay healthy in Carlton Davis, Gonzo. I mean, I would put those two up against any two corner tandem. And then obviously the safeties are very good too.
Did the Patriots beat writer publish an article last night?
Yes.
Did you read it?
Yeah, and it was just about Diggs coming back. He's playing. He's not participating in full team activities, but he is
Doing the side work type
But he
shit.
is doing side work, which
Yeah,
is again, it's ahead of where anyone thought he would be right now. So that's good.
The Chargers beat writer, he published an article last night.
McDaniels is looking, even though he's not playing with in the full team activities. They see McDaniels talking to him on the side and walking with him back to the locker room, and
Getting him dialed in.
Outside of Drake May, he's his new best friend.
And then Vrabel did a presser. Harbaugh did a presser yesterday.
Yeah, Vrabel did a presser on the first day of minicamp.
Well, if you think of something more from the Patriots, that's what you got for now?
Yeah.
Okay. If you think of something, by all means, interject.
This guy's got.
We got a lot to talk about for the Chargers. So Roman did his Believe in Chargers thing. Or no, he did the Chargers Weekly podcast. He was the guest. And quick takeaways from that. Joe Alt. It's going to be an all-pro. Roman said it, deadpan, straight up. Joe Alt, all-pro. This season, he's an all-pro. You watch. Okay. So, good to see. Joe Alt will continue his ascension.
Yeah.
All the word coming out of that building is Joe Alt's a motherfucking All-Pro, which is saying a lot because, mind you, as much as they love Rashawn Slater, and Rashawn Slater at this point is a Pro Bowler every year, Slater's never been an All-Pro. And I've never heard that come out of people. I mean, they think he's in that conversation, but nobody's going, yeah, that motherfucker's an All-Pro. You watch. Like, you know? So.
I mean, when you're a perennial Pro Bowler,
Yeah, they're not talking, nobody's saying like, oh, Joe Alt might be a Pro Bowler this year. Nobody's going, oh, Joe might make the Pro Bowl this year. Like, that's not what's coming out of camp. Anywhere, everyone in the facility's like, oh, Joe Alt is fucking All-Pro, dude. That dude is not, he ain't playing around. All-Pro. That's it. Not maybe. There's no maybes coming out of the building either, you know? It's just like, no, that dude's All-Pro. Watch. Big surprise was a surprise mentioned by Roman was Najee Harris. I thought he was going to be all glowing, like Roman wasn't going to shut up about Amari and Hampton. And to be sure, I mean, when asked about Amarian, Roman was just like, dude, the boy is just, he's built. Like, the way he's built. Like, wow. But the thing I didn't expect to come out of Roman's mouth was like, he is blown away by Najee Harris. His movement skills, his knowledge of the game was specifically mentioned. He's just really blown away by Najee's knowledge of the game, and he seems to be, like, they knew they were going to have a good player. Roman's very much blown away by, like, this guy. So Roman thinks Najee's going to have a really, really big year. And then Tyler Conklin, the tight end. He feels Conklin was, like, they obviously brought him in because they liked him, but they're like, that guy's underrated. He's going to have a huge year. You watch.
Yeah.
That's the sleeper. He's like, teams were sleeping on Conklin. He's like, that guy, they love him. They love him. He's knocked their socks off. So, Conklin.
I always liked Conklin. I saw him a lot playing in the AFC East. I always felt he was underrated just, you know, on a Jets offense where it was tough to tell if he was just a good player on a shitty offense or if the offense was holding him, you know.
It's frankly,
how much is the offense holding him back?
It's been really rough for Conklin. I forget who his QB was with the Vikings, but I don't think he didn't have a great QB, I feel like, with the Vikings. Well, no, he had Kirk, right, for a hot minute? Maybe?
I don't know that he was on the Vikings.
I'm trying to think if...
I only know him on the Jets.
I'm trying to think if Conklin and Kirk got to play together. Because he got acquired by the Jets.
I don't know when.
I want to say 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, he was with the Jets for a couple of years.
But Kirk was there for a while. How many years was Kirk over with the Vikings? They had to be there at the same time, right? At some point?
Yeah.
I feel like what went down was like, because Conklin got drafted by the Vikings. So I'm thinking Kirk was there. Conklin got a lot of play with Kirk. When Kirk ascended, so did Conklin, and then the Jets snapped him up. Free agent style. And then since he's been with the Jets, it's just been shit. Even with Rodgers. So, it's definitely the best QB situation he's had
Yeah.
ever. And probably not close. That's probably a fair statement. I mean, here's the thing, like, Herb has one of the more devastating speedballs. But that's not the kind, he can't throw that ball to everyone or just anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like his speedball, like where he's just gonna just frozen rope that thing right into a tight end at short range. Like there's very few people that can catch that ball. He knows he can't do that to every wideout or tight end. Like you gotta have really fucking good hands for that. He can do that to Ladd. Like he knows he can do that to Ladd, and he'll do it. But I feel like Conklin is this guy, which is particularly helpful with a tight end, because short distance, short down and distance, quick out, like big target. That's your tight end. If you have that, if you can do that with your tight end, that's a really big deal. That's a huge weapon. It's hard to shut that play down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He can't do that with Disley. Disley doesn't have good enough hands to rifle that thing in. He's got to give it like touch. Like he has to give Disley a good ball. Tucker Fisk, he's got to give those guys a good ball. Like he can't just like wham! Like here you go, dude. So I feel like Conklin's got the hands for that. There was a clip that came out of minicamp yesterday. Conklin's hands are amazing, bro. He's got the kind of hands when you see him catch a ball, you go like, that guy's got really good hands, you know? Ladd does that. Every catch you see Ladd making, like, the hands, bro, they just stand out. Like, bam, they're just in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like it looks effortless and like a pro, you know? It just looks like that's an elite catcher right there, dude. Like he's got that hands action. Conklin has hands like that. And Hampton does too, by the way. Or Murray and Hampton. Like when you see Omarion catch a ball, like it's just like, yeah, dude, that's what it's supposed to look like. So Conklin, super fired up about Conklin. When we acquired Conklin, that guy has surprised me tremendously. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, okay, Conklin, great. We didn't get Mark Andrews, god damn it, because I wanted Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Let's be real, that was the target. I was really bummed we didn't get Andrews. We got Conklin as a consolation prize.
And that's, you know.
And Conklin, I'm really, really surprised. I'm really, really digging Conklin.
I mean, I told you that Conklin's numbers they're handicapped because he's on the Jets.
Yeah, he's just on the Jets, man. So that's Roman's interview. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but that's the big takeaways. Big thing for Charger fans was like, is Rashawn Slater going to show up at minicamp or mandatory minicamp? Because he's in a contract. And it's the first time he's missed the voluntary OTAs. He's always been in voluntary OTAs. He didn't attend this year. So everybody was like, ooh, is he going to attend mandatory? TJ Watt supposedly, I believe, did not attend mandatory minicamp. He's contract holding out. Mekhi Parsons showed up for mandatory minicamp, even though he's in a contract. That kind of surprised me, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
Yeah. I thought Mekhi totally would have been like, nah.
Good for him.
Yeah, fucking pay me, dude. No, he showed up. Which says a lot about Brian Schottenheimer, by the way. I don't know if you read anything on Brian Schottenheimer, to go on a quick tangent here with the Cowboys. Have you seen anything about him?
No, I heard about Parsons. And
So
him.
the word coming out of the Cowboys camp is that they're blown away with Brian Schottenheimer's culture rebuild that he's been doing. Like, he's changed everything up over there. And the players are loving it. Like, the
Nice.
buy-in is huge.
Yeah.
Like, there's a buy-in that's happening over in the Cowboys facility that they feel they've missed for a long, long, long time. Like, there's a togetherness going on. And nobody expected that out of Brian Schottenheimer. You know what I mean? Because when Jerry Jones hired him, everybody was like, really? Like, okay, Jerry. Are you sure you don't need to, like, mail it in, bro? Like, like, that's the guy that you're going to pick? So, supposedly, without turning into a Cowboys podcast, we're not doing that, okay? But, yeah, Slater showed up to minicamp. Did a presser, did his whole thing. Supposedly,
Said he's going to let the agent handle it.
so supposedly the dollar amount is good on the contract. Like, the Chargers, like, they've reached.
The per year dollar.
Yeah, the per year, the contract size is good. That's not what's being debated at this point. Right now, it's about, like, essentially injury language. Chargers want kind of more protections for injury. They want less. That's what they're hashing out.
Sounds pretty close.
But it's not that the Chargers are trying to not pay him the amount of money he wants.
Yeah.
Like, that's done. Yeah.
They're not in there offering him $16 million a year.
Yeah, they're not. Supposedly that's settled. It's just the fine print. Chargers want a little more protection because Rashawn he does have some injury.
He does.
I mean, he missed the season.
Not a small amount.
No, yeah, he's kind of had stuff.
He has stuff like here and there, miss a game or two.
He had a healthy rookie season, but his second season he got knocked out. What happened? I mean, he missed a whole season.
Yeah, he only played like 2 games or something,
Yeah.
and then missed the rest.
He
of the
missed
season.
one whole season, and then the other 2 seasons. So he had one healthy, he missed one whole season because of an injury, and then the other 2 seasons he played through some significant injuries, which he still played very well. You know. So, but it's not that he's had just a clean injury history. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is frequent enough that the Chargers are not wrong to be like, like,
Yeah.
guy gets injuries and he's only getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a big contract for 4 or 5 years. Like,
I mean, it's not just that you're so much better than the guy behind you when you get injured. It's a big hit to the roster. but like you take up so much of the salary cap
Yeah.
because you're one of the best players.
Yeah.
That when you get injured, like that's
You just, I mean, it's a big contract.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing when you're making fucking rookie deal. It's another thing when now we're paying you one of the highest paid in the, at your position, and you know,
yeah.
we got a certain amount of money to spend on that starters wise. Like, we need a starter. If you're injured, you may not be starting. So they just got to come to terms on what that is. You know, what that looks like or whatever. So they're close, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a major issue.
No, they'll get there. They'll get there. So good to see Slater. The news I'm most excited about here. Mandatory minicamp open to the press, 11 on 11s. Guess who's taking snap at center? It's Zion.
Set your eyes to
It's Zion. That's right. Bozeman was taking secondary reps when Zion was getting a rest. But Zion was taking, so they are still splitting, but Zion seemed to be in the front runner position.
Yeah. I mean, you have to split. You can't.
It was looking very much, and then they had Bozeman working at left guard.
For the Patriots offensive line, their question is at left guard.
Yeah, they have a left guard question
They
too.
have a hole at left guard where, yeah, they're turnstiling guys through there during the spring and summer to see who wins it. They had Schweitzer at the first couple days of OTAs. Schweitzer was taking a lot of the first team reps. And a lot of good people just attributed that to him being a veteran and kind of maybe he knows the system better than others due to him being in the league for so long. And it's a new system. But they actually just placed him on the retired list, like non-football injury retired list, whatever that. So I guess he's just gonna retire. I don't know if you can come back off of that or not.
Interesting.
Or if it's like the first move to.
Wait, so there's a Patriots, but you said that I thought Strange was slated for left guard.
He is. I mean,
And then Bradbury's taking all the first team reps, right?
yeah, Bradbury's gonna be the center,
And then you got Wilson, didn't you?
and then they drafted Wilson. So
Is he taking second team center reps?
Yeah, he's taking second team center reps, and there's talk about maybe he'll play left guard so that he can play
On the starting O-line,
his
yeah.
rookie season.
Yeah.
You know, if he's one of the 5 best guys, he should be playing.
Has he been getting guard reps at all?
No, not really.
So
That's because, I mean, it's kind of a logjam. But like I said, it was Schweitzer was in there taking like the bear of the snaps, and now he's not going to be on the team. So I mean, it's good to just settle that now and move forward.
So Zion seems to be taking the first team. He's gone from just taking snaps, playing around, to he's getting that good look at what his ceiling is. I mean, here's the thing. They know, at this point, we know what Bozeman's ceiling is. Like, his ceiling is his ceiling. I don't think Bozeman can get any better. But, I mean, just to rehash, Matt Money came out in 2 different interviews talking about, when he was talking about with the offensive line, and the specific thing that the O-line coaches were like cited was Zion Johnson has all the traits you could ever want in a draft pick. Like, you can't find better traits.
Yeah.
He has all the traits to be an elite center, so let's see what he's got there. Because we're not getting his ceiling at guard. I mean, that's always been the maddening thing about Zion since he got drafted by the Chargers, was like, there's these flashes of elite performance and ceiling, but it's like, we're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we just get this all the time? Like, he shows flashes of it. It's like, it's as if Slater was doing what Slater does, but like he was doing it kind of inconsistently.
Right.
And you're going like, what's missing here? There's something fucking missing.
I mean, that's in the NFL, like, everybody's good at playing football. Everybody's great at playing football. You're in the NFL. But it's who can be truly great every play.
So, I mean, I do think there is, that has happened for players where they weren't being used the right way, and then you get them. I mean, dude, Mekhi Becton. Perfect example. Mekhi Becton. Top-level draft pick. He was a top 10 something draft pick, dude. Tackle.
Because he's a huge friggin' guy.
Didn't thrive at tackle, though, in the NFL. Has the size and wingspan for, like, being a profound NFL tackle. The Jets couldn't make it work. They tried for years. Right? It was the Jets.
Yeah.
Then the Eagles picked him up, plug him in at fucking guard, fucking dominates. Like, perfect example. The Chargers are trying to pull a Mekhi Becton on Zion Johnson. Maybe this guy's not a guard. Maybe he's a center. Fuck, if we were going to draft a center, that's exactly what we would draft. We've got that guy in-house. Let's plug him in. So, I mean, my point is the coaching staff has been echoing what I've been saying this whole time. That's my point. I belong on the Chargers coaching staff. That's actually where we're going with this. I mean, Chargers, call me up. You know where to find me.
I think if you just pitch that you'll take care of Harbaugh's RV, you'd be his housekeeper in his RV, and then you can talk.
But it very much looks like Bozeman is working in that left guard, and then Harbaugh specifically mentioned in his presser Andre James. Like, he wasn't asked about Andre James. He brought up Andre James. He was like, we've got Andre James working with the second team, getting up to speed. So it's exactly what I was saying. First, they're going to see if Zion can beat Bozeman for the starting center job. You watch, come training camp, they're going to let Andre James challenge for that starting center job. Because Harbaugh even said it. Andre James has been working with the second team, getting up to speed. He's a veteran center. Those were his, pretty much, I think, his exact words. He's a veteran center.
Yeah.
He's getting up to speed. He said it with this, like, he didn't say specifically, like, but he said it like, to me, I'm going with the intention that, like, you better what? Don't count Andre James out of the center job. We're going to run the best center. And I definitely think that's the plan because it makes perfect sense. You've got the two guys in-house that know the scheme. They're going to have a leg up. Make those guys fucking fight it out for the starting center job. Get your veteran up to speed on the playbook. Have him challenge right near the apex of training camp, you know? See if he can win the starting job. At the end of the day, somebody's going to be delivering elite center play, and we will fucking know who can do it. And everybody got a shot. Right? Like, that's all these football players want, is a fair shot to win the job.
Best guy starts.
You can't. If I'm Andre James, there's no way I sign a contract with any team if I don't feel like I'm going to get a fair shot at the starting job, right?
Yeah.
Like, Andre James was a starting fucking center. And they moved on because they drafted JPJ, and JPJ came in and killed it. When Andre James went down, JPJ went in and took the fucking job and didn't give it back, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
So if I'm Andre James, like, I want a chance to win the starting job. That's all I fucking want. And I guarantee that's what the Chargers brass guaranteed him. Like, hey, we're going to start you on the second team so you can get the playbook down so you know what you're doing. And by training camp, you will get a shot to win that job. You know? I definitely think, regardless of Zion Johnson taking these reps, and that is why you want Zion Johnson taking those, like, all right, dude, you're in the number one spot here. It's your job to lose. Don't lose the job. We got to see elite play. Like, you have to dominate every fucking down. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. Do you want to get paid? Because they don't know how to pay him. Are you going to become the center, or are you going to stay a left guard? Are you going to be a...
Are you going to be a backup?
Yeah, are you going to be a mediocre to upper level guard? Not one of the top 10 guards in the league? That's not what Zion was? I feel like Zion's right outside that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's not part of the top 10 conversation.
Well, because if he was, he wouldn't be switching positions.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
in the when it comes to the Patriots receiver battle, they interviewed Drake May, obviously, since he has to get interviewed every week. And then just the general question of how practice has been going the last couple of days. He was he threw down. Kyle Williams had a big play, had a big nice catch. Travion had a touchdown on a nice play. And Chisholm's caught like 50 balls.
who?
Exactly.
Who's caught 50 balls?
Chisholm, the UDFA.
Oh, the UDFA's catching everything?
That they signed to a giant UDFA signing bonus.
Oh, so they really liked him.
Yeah. And
Is the UDFA...
digging into him, all of his coaching and the people at the Shrine Bowl were like, how come that guy didn't get drafted? Like, he has draftable tape, but he ran a 4.7 40.
Oh, yeah, that'll hurt your draft stock.
So, he's just undraftable as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, you can't. If you don't hit 4.5, they won't draft you. They won't draft you, bro.
Yeah.
As a wideout in the NFL.
You got to be under 4.6. You got to be in the 5s.
Unless you're Titarola McMillan. And McMillan's contested catch tape was nuts. Was nuts.
Chisholm's his shuttle and his 3-cone drill were in the 95 percentile. We're top 3 at the combine.
So it's just his straight line speed.
Yeah. He's just a tiny slot receiver. That's what he is. And Josh McDaniels loves him some tiny slot receiver.
Yeah, that's some Edelman shit right there, right?
It's some Edelman shit. It's some Wes Welker shit.
It's your Ladd. Although Ladd had a 4.3.
Right, yeah.
Ladd's all that with a 4.3 40.
So they asked him what he was going to do with his month off before the start of training camp, and he's like, I got all the film from Welker and Edelman and all the other great Patriots who played that position, and I'm going to watch it all. See what they do. But yeah, like just gaining the quarterback's trust and getting in his mind to when he answers a question about who's catching balls,
Chisholm.
he's a name who comes up. That's saying something.
Agreed.
That's how you make a team, is by being a quarterback's best friend.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see once the pads come on if he can take a hit. That's really the main question.
Well, that's good. If he can ascend and then you get like Diggs, now you got something.
Yeah.
Maybe Polk can take a step forward.
I mean, yeah, people are going to take steps forward, but like, they don't.
Polk,
The whole reason that there's a chance a
Polk-
UDFA makes
Polk
the
or
team
Bourne.
is because the receiver room is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, so people are splitting hairs on like this guy Bourne should make it because he had success in McDaniel's offense. Like, I don't care about any of that. They're not good. They need to be better.
So Chisholm is the UDFA training camp darling,
Yeah.
right? You always have one of those training camp darlings, right?
And it's tough to decipher whether he's just getting pumped up by the press because,
Yeah.
because they don't have anything else to talk about, or if he's actually like
Yeah.
gonna make a push.
There's
Like,
always that. The Chargers' first offense wideouts for minicamp were, speaking of wideouts, it was Ladd, QJ, drum roll, Jalen Rager. Mike Williams didn't seem to be in the mix. Not for minicamp. And so, that says a few things. A, it says they're pretty high on Jalen Rager, which
Bugatti, man.
hasn't, the Bugatti. For people who don't know, Jalen Rager infamously posted this picture of a Bugatti parked in the trailer park, not being used at the trailer park.
Well, because he got moved to the practice squad on the Patriots.
Because he got moved to the practice
when
squad.
the Patriots were abysmal.
Yeah. So, and Rager was, at one point, Rager was drafted in the first round by the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy, because the Eagles have been drafting well. Now they're known as a drafting powerhouse with.
Yeah, that was before the current regime.
So, but here's the thing. The way I interpret this is not a knock against Mike Williams. I think the Chargers know what they have with Mike Williams. He's a known commodity. And the Chargers have been very, very vocal many, many times. They talk about it. Like, training camp, like, we're not here to deal with the knowns. We're here to find out about the unknowns. You know what I mean? Like, we know what this guy can do and that guy can do. Like, we know what Derwin can do. We're not trying to figure out if Derwin can fucking play, okay? Like, that's not what we need to figure out in training camp. We need to figure out what these other motherfuckers can do. And I think Mike Williams probably falls into that category. Like, you're giving lad reps just to feed the beast, so Herb has somebody to throw to, to keep building that rapport. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna throw gasoline on the fire. Like, Lad and Herb have a fire going. They had one since last year. Like, the more you get these guys too dialed in, that's going to be a big deal.
Well, it's keeping them dialed in. It's setting the example of to the other receivers. Like, you know, this is the best.
But you want to see what Rager's got. You know what I mean?
You do. On one hand, you know what Mike Williams is. He has rapport with Herbert because they played a few years together.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's a different offense.
It's a different offense.
He didn't play in Roman's offense.
It's true.
So he should be getting some reps to learn the offense. So I would take note of that.
I will be shocked if Mike Williams is not the starting X receiver. Like, because the Chargers run a lot of overwhelmingly it's just two wideouts.
Yeah.
60% of the plays, it's just two wideouts out there. They don't like to run three wideout receiver sets, or even four. Four is just insane rare for the Chargers, because that's not play action. You're going spread.
Right. Then you're spreading it out. But so if most of their plays are only two wideouts, then you don't need that many wideouts on the roster.
It's true. You know.
And as much as you and all of the other Charger fans love Mike Williams for good reason, you know.
So
when he's that old and he doesn't make the team, it says that the other guys are better and they're moving younger. And honestly, that's more exciting as a fan than just being nostalgic about this guy who used to be really good.
I mean, there's a floor. I think Mike Williams raises the floor.
Yeah, but if they go through camp and they see the other guys raise the floor just as good, then that's good.
That's great. Exactly. Like if it's kind of like the Bozeman thing, right? Bozeman's the floor, which is not horrible, but if Zion raises that floor and gives you upside, okay, he wins the job. So it's the same thing here with Mike. Mike is the Bozeman of the whiteout room. He raises the floor at the X position. We know what he can do. We know he's got a strong, like him and Herbert can do that. We know we can do that anytime. Run Mike up the sideline. Herb will hit him with a shot if he's in single cover.
Yeah.
Contested ball. Mike will probably come down with it. Great.
I mean, for the Chargers, they want to be a running team. They don't run a lot of spread. They're only going to take 5 receivers on the roster. Like, they're not taking a 6. Some teams take 6. I would say the Chargers
last
probably are
season, Chargers headed into the season rostering 7 wideouts.
not. Oh, that's interesting. Well, then maybe you will.
And then they carried 6 for most of the season. By playoffs, they only rostered 5. I think that had to do more with injuries than anything.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because if you've got, like, say you've got a position group that's kind of like, oh, dude, everybody in that position group is injured.
Right.
Like, they're gonna suit up and play, but they're not healthy. Any one of these guys could go down. Yeah.
Right.
So things like that start to happen, you know? So I do think the Chargers like to carry 6 wideouts into a given Sunday. There's a strong case to be made that that's what they really like to do. But we'll see. You know, Rager's very much in this kind of, it's almost a kind of a Zion-esque type situation too, where Rager was drafted high, been kicked around from team to team, never really ascended. The Chargers brought him in, liked him enough to bring him back and sign him.
Yeah.
From his work last season. Granted, he got brought in like, when did he get brought in? I feel like he got brought in like mid-season or some shit. It wasn't in like, I don't think he got training camp. So, he was an in-season acquisition, if I'm recalling correctly. So now he's had a full off season in the program. They liked what they saw just from that enough to sign him, which is saying a lot. They don't do that. Ortiz loves his 1-year fucking contracts, dude. Like, minimal exposure, 1 year, here you go, come play, see if you can win, see if you can make the roster, you know? He loves his 1-year prove-it contracts.
Right.
So for them to, like, get this guy a 2-year says a lot. And now, you know, yeah, they're putting him in that ascension position like Zion. Like, hey, dude, you're out there. Make it fucking count.
Yeah.
Knock our fucking socks off. Don't give the fucking job up. We think you're ready for it, you know? But you got to show it, and show it now. Otherwise, there's a whole squad of dudes behind you ready to fucking take that position. Like, go earn it. You're getting the reps. Make those reps look good, dude. You know?
Yeah.
Just like Zion. That's what's happening with Zion right now. You're in the pole position. You better look so fucking good that we're just like, no, we're not taking you out. Rager's in a position where it's like if he ascends and asserts himself as the dominant number 2 next to Ladd, he's going to get paid next year. They'll extend him and he'll get a nice contract, which he's never gotten.
Right. Because he's been a bust since his rookie deal.
I mean, he probably got some decent money in his rookie, being a first-round draft pick, but that's it, you know?
But it still pales in comparison to...
Yeah, till it pales in comparison to a free agent wideout contract.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like, if Rager can ascend, the Chargers could pay him $20 million and extend him if he ascends, like, as Ladd's complimentary wideout. You can put those 2 guys in every down and like feel really good that those 2 guys you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Rager's going to have to demonstrate that his performance is going to have to be high enough that it's going to have to be the T. Higgins, Jamar type thing, right? Like, teams can't leave T. Higgins in single. Otherwise, T will fucking kill them. So Rager's really got to demonstrate this ability to like demand a second person. Because if you put him in single, you're fucked. You know?
Which he's never shown ever since he's been in the league.
Because then that becomes a real big, I mean, that really makes play action work, right? Like, if you got those 2 wideouts and then you have these tight ends and you're showing run first, defenses have all kinds of problems. problems. They've got a cover problem. They can't play the run because they got to play the run because we're showing run. Like,
Yeah.
and we don't want to give up 5-6 yard chunks every time the Chargers run because they'll just do that the whole game then. You know? Like, you've got problems. So finding that other wideout that can demand a second, we know Ladd demands a second. Ladd can demand a fucking third. You know? But finding that complementary
Easy,
receiver.
buddy. He's not Randy Moss, okay?
Like, that's a huge deal. QJ, at this point, isn't going to demand a second. He doesn't. QJ can make a single coverage pay, but it's not consistent enough. I mean, that's what it has to get to. It has to get to this point where teams go, if that guy's single covered, we're fucked. That's exactly what they're looking for on offense. And they're going to make us pay. We're going to lose the game because of it. If we single cover that guy. If we try to single cover that guy, we're going to lose the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, Ladd has crossed that bar in his rookie season. So you got to find your T. Higgins. That's what they're trying to do. If Rager's that guy, it'll shock everyone, including myself.
So what you're saying is you want two highly paid wideouts so that nobody else makes any money and you never make the playoffs again.
No. That's definitely not. Hey, Ladd's on a rookie, dude.
Yeah, but only for another couple of years.
That'll never happen. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens when Ladd
Because, yeah, Ladd will get
becomes
paid.
a free agent.
He'll get paid. If he doesn't get injured or anything, you know, something crazy happens.
If he stays clean and extremely productive, man.
And in 5 years, the wideout money will be like
40 million,
It'll be
50
30
million.
for the average guy. Like, because right now, it's 40 for the best, so it'll be 50 for the best.
I just don't see the Chargers spending that kind of money on anyone. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna love Ladd. Charger fans are gonna love Ladd. But like, that's not the way the Ravens or any of those other teams have ever spent their money, is by handing out massive contracts to wideouts. And Ladd has that potential to get close to a top market deal. Like, if he continues to do what he's doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could finish next season in that conversation as one of the top 5 wideouts in the league. Period. Based on his rookie season, he has the ability to become part of that conversation. If he can do it again, you know? Like, if he takes another step forward, which is asking a lot, he had a historic rookie season.
Yeah.
But he has that potential.
But, yeah, we don't need to talk about him signing a contract for a couple of years. Don't have to worry about that.
And yeah, minicamp, Ladd is just completely like him and her highlight plays all day, every day. him and Ladd, like, it goes without saying, It's so much so that the Beaver Plopper like didn't spend any time talking to him. It was like Ladd, Herb, enough said. Like those guys, those two, geez. They make everybody else look bad. You know what though? I mean, it is important to at least pay one wideout though. Like you can't bring in wideouts and like not like you can't develop a reputation where okay, if I go in and play for the Chargers, like even if I'm like one of the best wideouts in the league, they'll never pay me for it, right?
Right.
Like you can't do that. So I mean, if Ladd is good enough. They'll spend on one guy, not two.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Although you saying Rager might kill it and get 20 million, 20 will be nothing in a couple of years for a wideout. So.
Well, draft. Well, that's what I'm saying. No, I know that's a deal. Like Rager, you want him to ascend. And then sign him early, so you get the sign him early discount. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that he put up multiple seasons dominating the fucking league. He's got one. Like so, yeah, we want to keep you around. We're gonna pay you this. Yeah, and he's gonna go yes. Another like a 2-year, $20 million contract. You know what I mean? Middle of the pack. The guy's getting paid. He can't fucking cry. Maybe if he stacks up another 2 seasons dominating, then he'll go get the bag from somebody. You know?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you got to ride that guy in his ascension. Like you got all that spectacular play and you didn't have to hand him the bag. But getting back to Mike Williams, I will be extremely shocked if it's not Mike Williams and Ladd out there week 1. Like when they run 2 wideouts out there, and like if it's not Mike and Ladd, I'll be just like, what? Like somebody must have really showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is if it's not, it's almost more exciting than if it is. Wrap it up.
I am very, very interested. Like, I've heard little to nothing about Mike Williams, actually. Through OTAs and minicamp. Pretty sure he's been out there with the ones.
So I'm saying it's either a really good sign or a really bad sign.
Yeah, it's either really good or really bad. Agreed. It's either they're watching Mike out there and they're like, hey, I don't think he's got it anymore.
Yeah. We don't want to speak down about him.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Or, yeah, he went out there. He looks like Mike. I think Mike is back. Like, we need to save these other reps for these other guys trying to win a roster spot.
Yeah, and we don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to fucking spend time on Mike.
Fine.
Mike is Mike.
Yeah.
Glad to have him here. You know? I mean, Mike is such an experienced wideout. He had multiple offensive coordinators. There's nothing in that playbook that Mike Williams can't do or is unfamiliar with doing at this point. He's that veteran, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's done it all. especially at the X position. He's even run slot. He had some great play as a slot receiver right before he left the Chargers. Like, they would put him in the slot. He's a huge slot target, dude. The guy's 6'4". Like, matter of fact, when it comes to Mike really hasn't spent much off season. He hasn't gotten the Ben Herbert treatment. Actually, we'll finish the podcast on that because we're getting about that time. Harbaugh did talk about that, the Ben Herbert effect, and you know, I know you got to realize last season not only did Ben Herbert have to take over and install a completely new program from the ground up. There was no training staff left there. It was complete fresh, complete overhaul on the whole strength and conditioning training staff. Literally every person was cleaned out. It was a whole new reset. Not only does he have to come in and set that up in a temporary facility to get it going for this year's program, but then on top of it, he's helping build out the Bolt, their new facility. Then he had to move his training program into the new facility in between training camp, in between OTAs and minicamp, for training camp. That's a massive project. Actually, really funny. Harbaugh was asked in his presser specifically yesterday about the rookies. And Harbaugh mentions this, he words it very specifically. He goes, can't say enough about this rookie class. They've come in, been about their business as well as I've seen any rookie class I've ever had. And he's like, you know, I'm including Joe Alt and Ladd McConkey in there. I can't say about those expectations because those guys clearly have exceeded any kind of expectations you can have out of rookies. But they've gone about their business as well as I've seen any rookies ever do it. And he's like, so much so, he's like, we have to kick them out of the building. And he goes, well, not actually out of the building. They can go to the weight room and all that stuff, the training facility. But he does make a mention that, like, Ben Herbert as an so I've gotten this impression this year. It's not an impression I developed previously. But if I think of it from a business owner standpoint, I would be willing to bet money that NFL teams treat their workout facilities in the off season, they treat it like the cafeteria, like it's an additional expense. Like, we're going to be chintzy on this.
Yeah.
Like, if these guys want, because here's the thing, these guys are making millions of dollars. If they want to be good at their craft, they can go fucking use their money and work out however the hell they want.
Right.
I think that's the business model, league-wide. That's the overarching business model. Our facilities are here for maintenance. You know, we're going to work on these guys during the season. But off-season, like, whatever. We've got a weight room. They can come in here and work out if they want to.
A bench is a bench.
Yeah, we've got minimal. We're putting minimal staff in here. You know what I'm saying? I think Harbaugh... Two things. That's not the way the college is running. Promise you that. That's not the way because the colleges can't. Okay, if they want to field a good team, they can't do that because they're broke-ass college students, okay?
Well, and the recruiting of college. In the NFL, you're not recruiting guys. You're just paying them.
No, it's all about the workout facilities.
Yeah.
How can you become a pro?
Well, and
You need a facility to become a pro in.
And as a high school student, you get to pick where you go. If you're good, like they're trying to entice you to go.
The NFL, being a for-profit business, treats their off-season facilities. We pay these guys millions of dollars. They can use their money to work out wherever they want. Half the time, that's what they want to do anyway. You know, and we'll just let them do that. If they need a weight room, they can come here. I think Harbaugh came to the Spanos family, and that's why he was able to bring in Ben Herbert and was like, no, this is a fallacy. This is not the way you want it, okay? This actually hurts your team tremendously. We want all these motherfuckers in this house all the fucking time. And we can use that training staff as an extension of the coaching staff. Like, at the end of the year, we evaluate these players. This is what you need to work on this offseason. Ben Herbert's going to get it done. He's going to exercise you and he's going to get you those performance results to get better in this specific aspect. This motherfucker knows how to do that, and he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's on the house. It's free.
Yeah.
Come and get all that you can get. NFL players aren't going to spend their money if they don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, nobody is.
No. But the point is you get to have this extension of your coaching staff through the entire offseason, where these guys are actually working on the shit that you need them to work on, not the shit that they figure out they want to work on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not only that, everybody's up all in the facility all day, every day, which has already kind of come out. Khalil Mack's been up in that fucking facility all day, all off season. Derwin, Herbert, everybody's up in there working. They know who's not showing up. Tarheeb still wants to go home on Thursday, but K-Mac's like, nah, dude. I'm here on fucking Friday, bro. Are you here or not? Like, because it's all voluntary, and they can't spend any time with the coaches, but they can spend time with the training staff in the weight room. So this is a sneaky advantage. That's the point. And this is the very first off season where that's really gotten that couldn't have happened last season because it was all new. Now this is the program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this thing's running full fucking steam. So the Ben Herbert effect cannot go understated. Like, we didn't get to see it last season. This season you're going to see the Ben Herbert effect. And I think it's going to be substantial, not a small effect. Pretty fired up about that.
You fired up?
Charger fans should be very, very fired up about this. I mean, that's something that I've never heard come out of training camp either. The rookies that showed up in this class, the number one thing about the rookies that the coaches are saying is like, well, they're not up to snuff on their conditioning. The rest of these guys in this building are at a level like these rookies aren't at, you know, conditioning wise.
we wrap it up?
Alrighty. Well, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe. Do it. And we'll catch you next time, all right? Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.